If you're looking for the best garden tiller, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preference and sorted it based on their features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers and customer feedback. Also, we've included options for every type of customer. So let's get started. At the 10th position of our list, we have Sunjoe TJ600E. While the Sunjoe 16-inch wins the top spot for the best premium model in this review, its 14-inch little brother is also a worthwhile investment into your gardening tools. Sunjoe TJ600E Joe 14-inch model also comes with dual tilling and cultivating functionality. It's in the higher end of the price range when it comes to tillers, but it's a useful tool that best suits medium to small gardens. The mighty 6.5 amp electric motor powers the stainless steel tines into the ground, reaching cutting depths of up to 7 inches, with a cutting width of 14 inches. As with the 16-inch model, this Sunjoe also features corded operation, and also presents the same user drawbacks of managing the extension cord while you work the machine. Some user reports suggest that this unit is also a little noisy, but nowhere near as loud as a gas-powered lawn mower. The Sunjoe is lightweight, thanks to no need for a battery pack, and even seniors will find it easy to move this tiller around the yard. Moving on to the next at number 9 with Sunjoe TJ603E. Sunjoe TJ603E 16-inch wins our top pick for the best premium machine. Sunjoe is a household brand in snowblowers, and their range of tillers is also quite exceptional. We choose a few models for this review, but the 16-inch model makes it into our top 3 choices. It may be a bit pricier than the other smaller models, but it's an excellent choice for any homeowner with a large garden. The wide 16-inch cutting deck and 8-inch cutting depth for the 6 stainless steel tines does short work of aerating your lawn. The only shortcoming with this model is that it requires a corded operation. Therefore, you'll have to keep moving the cord out of the way of the machine during use, adding to operator fatigue. However, the 120-volt electric motor makes this model incredibly lightweight and easy to use. The 16-inch Sunjoe comes with foldable handle design, allowing for compact storage of the tiller in your garden shed. You get 3 height adjustments with this machine and a 2-year warranty from the manufacturer. The 16-inch Sunjoe suits homeowners with larger yards and more robust soil types. While it's not as efficient as a rear tine tiller, this model certainly provides the best cutting power of any residential model in this review. The number 8 position is held by Earthwise TC70020. For those gardeners working on small to medium-sized lawns, the Earthwise TC70020 20-volt is everything you need in a garden tiller. The battery power pack and user-friendly operation make this machine the top choice for the best overall winner in this review. 7. We have Schiller Grounds Care Mantis 4-cycle tiller. It is light, but man, does it dig in, one reviewer says of this 4-cycle gas tiller. One says it's great for gardening, installing landscaping beds, trenching for rock borders. Hell, I even used mine to dig a 3-foot deep trench for a drain tile downspout. The main advantage of this 4-cycle tiller, compared to the 2-cycle above, is that it doesn't require a mix of oil and gas. That means the setup is pretty quick. 30 minutes out of the box to tines in the ground. Oiled, gassed up and primed, it started on the second pull. Bonus, it's quiet, one reviewer writes. Another says it has the torque and ease of operation wrapped into one unit, and others say it also offers more control. It really digs in when tilling, and in an established garden, you can get right in around your plants without destroying half the garden. The number 6 position is held by Schiller Grounds Care Mantis 2-cycle tiller. This little machine will dig China if you let it, says one reviewer, and 75% of reviewers give this Mantis gas tiller 5 stars. One reviewer, with decades of experience with Mantis tillers, says, "You really can convert an established lawn into a plantable bed without first scraping off the sod with this thing." Another says that despite the power, it's still very easy to make it till or cultivate. They continue, "Rocks I couldn't see did not stop this mean machine." And while some note it works in their small gardens, Others have taken this to their entire backyard. We did an entire backyard border with the Mantis tiller, and it did an amazingly excellent job of preparing the soil. It was powerful, dug deep for planting shrubs and whatever we wanted. Cleaning it is a breeze and its lightweight makes it very enjoyable to use. As for fuel, one user says, I can till my entire garden on less than a tank. The number 5 position is dominated by Earthwise 7.5-inch 2.5 amp corded electric tiller. I didn't have high expectations for this product considering its low price, it being electric, and the toughness of the dirt where I live, writes one reviewer, but their fears were eased once this tiller arrived. As soon as I pressed the power button, this thing took off like a rocket. I live in North Georgia, right at the North Carolina line, and our soil here isn't all that friendly when it comes to landscaping or digging because of the thick red clay and large natural stones. This tiller dug in without any issue. And much like our best rated tiller, this one from Earthwise also gets a lot of praise for its smaller size, especially for those with small gardens or flower beds. Use this to till for a 20x 20-foot wildflower plot, one reviewer writes. Did a great job of cutting through the fairly thin turf and the clay soil, tilling down a few inches. Another says, it was very easy to put together, and has just the right amount of power needed in a flower bed. And one says, there is enough power to even work through the hard clay we have. The flip side, however, is that it takes more passes than a full-size tiller because it is small, but overall I still think it was easier because it is just so easy to use. Moving on to the next at number 4 with Earthwise 16-inch 13.5 amp corded electric tiller. More than 40% of reviewers describe this electric garden tiller as powerful. One reviewer, who used this on a flower bed that hadn't been tended to in a decade, said, it powered through everything, the roots of old rosemary shrubs, weed stems, larger chunks of old mulch, it ground them all up and dug deep into the dirt and mixed it all up nice. Another reviewer, working with hard clay soil, writes, it practically cut through concrete and was able to go to a depth of 6 to 8. But reviewers with soft soil like it too. The soil itself was fairly soft and unchallenging, but even at that, I was shocked at how quickly this tiller busted it up into a surprisingly fluffy soil. Many also say it's easy to operate and appreciate that it comes almost completely assembled. Plus, it's electric, which is a huge selling point for many. Unlike my gas ones though, it's easy to turn it off, and it actually starts right back up again, doesn't stink, and you don't run out of gas halfway through. So far has made short, albeit back-breaking, work of tilling up my garden, explains one reviewer. The only fear one reviewer has is that it has too much power, so you have to be careful when you hit a rock or thick root as you can break a tine or overheat the motor, but the quick release stop works great. The number 3 position is held by Black Plus Decker 20-volt lithium-ion cordless garden tiller. While reviewers admit this tiller isn't powerful enough to break through new ground, they do say it's ideal for mixing up soil in their flower beds. I have 200 square feet of 4x4 raised beds, and this is perfect for turning over the soil in the whole box or just a space between plants, says one reviewer. Another, who calls this a kitchen mixing machine for the soil, says, it's not a rototiller, it instead is great for breaking up soil in one spot, like if you want to plant something like a rose bush, and you need to break up the soil and or mix in soil amendments. Another compares it to an egg beater because it loosens dirt adequately to about a 4-inch depth and keeps me off my aging knees. The fact that it's cordless keeps this tiller lightweight and easy to operate too. Reviewers say batteries last between 30 minutes and an hour, enough for these smaller projects, though one reports that one charge made it for 2+ thorough passes of a 15x 3 feet space. Next at number 2 we have Sun Joe 16-inch 13.5 amp electric garden tiller. This Sun Joe electric garden tiller is nearly the same as the one previously mentioned, but it's got a slightly more powerful motor with 13.5 amps, rather than 12. And according to one reviewer, no regrets paying more for the 13.5 amp motor. They describe it as a beast, explaining, my backyard had a mulched area that was kept in disarray by the previous owner. I wanted to get rid of the iris, weed and other undesirable plants. This tiller shredded the area, pulling out the weed and the roots. Others agree that the extra power gets any size job done. I tilled ground that was clay and compacted with rocks, buried pieces of wood, fabric pieces decomposing, beer bottles. One writes, adding, the tiller cut through this like butter. Another says, I did an area about 40x25 in no time on our first nice day, and it never lacked for power. And even though it packs a punch, it is still easy to handle, according to more than a quarter of reviewers. One reports it handles as easily as a vacuum cleaner, albeit more bouncy. One word of warning, since this tiller is not cordless, you'll need at least a 14-gauge extension cord. Long runs over 50 feet will need 12-gauge, which isn't cheap, but nice cables to have anyways. Finally, the number 1 position is dominated by Sun Joe 16-inch 12-amp electric tiller. This thing really is the little rototiller that could, one reviewer writes of this Sun Joe machine. We have very heavy clay soil that is full of rocks/stones and roots ranging from pencil thickness to several inches in diameter. This bad boy took it all on no problem. It simply chucks the rocks out of the way. And though it looks like a toy, one reviewer swears, this machine is a beast. I tilled up 100 square feet of rock-hard ground that is a clay and river cobble mixture to a depth of 6 to 8 inches in short order. Many say this is also the ideal tiller for a small garden. My vegetable garden is about 20 by 35, it is a perfect tiller for something around that size, one says, while another used it to till their 360 square foot garden area in an hour or less. And while many reviewers prefer electric tillers to gas ones because they don't require multiple cranks to start up, and you don't have to fuss with mixing gas and oil to fuel it, one downside is needing to plug in with a cord. However, it's not a deal breaker. As one reviewer explains, the cord is a pain, but I have found a way to control it and don't have to worry about having enough gas in the gas cans. That's all for today. We upload product review videos every single day. So, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button for the upcoming video notification.